Shannon Tonkin Last updated 1636, May 11, 2018. The piles of clothes were stacked so high the children would have to step onto them to use the toilet, which itself was caked in feces. Police said, warning, graphic material below. A woman from the region of Illawarra, Australia has faced court on child neglect charges after her 3 young children were found living in extreme squalor. New South Wales police officers who arrived at the house in October last year to check on the children's welfare described the living conditions as near uninhabitable. They said the house was covered in human feces. There was a drawer full of rotting food, unwashed clothing was piled high, and there was an infestation of flies and cockroaches in multiple rooms. Police say they were overwhelmed by the presence of feces and urine stains throughout the house, including on this couch in the lounge room. The officers, many of whom are seasoned members of the force, said they were so overwhelmed with the disgusting conditions they immediately contacted Family and Community Services (FACS) to have the children removed. Read more. Parents injected children with heroin as feel-good medicine. Police say baby boy born in Auckland boarding house dies just days later. Considering the case in Wollongong local court on Thursday, local time, Magistrate Mark Douglas said it was one of the worst examples of child neglect he'd ever seen. There was rotting food in the kitchen drawers, police said. "I'm struggling to imagine a worse case in relation to children," he said. "It's perhaps one of the worst cases of neglect that's been brought before me in a criminal form." Court documents detailing the extent of the filth said that urine and feces stains were present on almost every surface in the house, and officers were left dry retching while documenting the scene. The bedrooms were absolute squalor with stained mattresses, nil bedding and putrid floors covered in soiled nappies. Police wrote, police found excrement on the wall next to a cot in one of the bedrooms. One of the children's bedrooms contained a cot covered in feces. The mattress was soiled to the point of being completely brown. The wall alongside the cot was covered in feces where the child had apparently taken off his nappy and wiped his feces over the wall. There was a mattress under the cot which was also covered in feces. Police said the bathroom was piled high with unwashed clothes, meaning the children were forced to stand on the clothing to use the toilet, which itself was covered in grime and hardened feces. All of the floor within the house had urine and feces stains, and there were a large number of flies and cockroaches scattered around the house. The court heard FACS had attended the house 3 times in as many months before October and had even paid to have the home extensively cleaned and fumigated, but it returned to its filthy state within weeks of each visit. A FACS report tendered to the court said the children's risk of neglect was rated at 9 out of 10. However, when asked by FACS about the state of the house, the mother appeared full of excuses. "I'm sure every home has a problem with mold," she responded when asked about the presence of a health hazard in the bathroom. She was equally dismissive when questioned about cockroaches seen crawling on the children's bedding. "You can't tell me no house has cockroaches," she said. And finally, when asked if she felt the current state of the house was okay for the children to be living in, she said, "Yeah." The mother was charged with 1 count each of neglecting a young person in care and taking action that results in health/physical damage, to which she pleaded guilty in court on Thursday. She had been due to be sentenced at 2 p.m. but left the courthouse at lunchtime and did not return for the afternoon's proceedings. The magistrate adjourned the case to Friday for sentencing. The woman is not required to be in court. Sydney Morning Herald